Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. Today we have our aquapod out and we're ready to fill it with water because it's a hot day and we can lie in the aquapod to cool us off. And there's Daniel Tigger and his family. They're going to lay in the aquapod too. We have many different fish inside the aquapod and all different colors. These little ones have tails that move. And down here are larger ones that are quite squishy. Let's shake them towards the opening and pull one out of the hole. I can squeeze it with my finger and thumb. Let's get a little one. This is made of hard plastic. See how the tail goes back and forth. We're ready to take our aquapod outside. But before we do, I want to put our atomic bouncy ball in the aquapod. It has green, yellow, orange, and red bumps on it. Tiny Treasures, can you show our fans how this bouncy ball works? We'll pop it in the hole. And we'll see if it floats or sinks. Outside, we find the hose. It's time to turn the water on and start filling the aquapod. Doesn't take long before the fish start to float. After a few minutes, our aquapod is already halfway full. Can anyone spot our atomic bouncy ball? Let's look around. And is it going to float or sink? Maybe over here? Oh, I've spotted it. It is definitely floating. Watch what happens when Tiny Treasure smacks the ball with their hand. It bounces to the bottom and floats back up to the top. Ah, so relaxed. Daniel Tigger and his family are cooling off on the aquapod. But Tiny Treasures has been patiently waiting for their turn to lay on the aquapod. Okay, Tiny Treasures, it's your turn. And thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye.
Tiny Treasures and Toys. Please subscribe.
Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. We have this zip-up bag of Pooh and Friends. And as you can see on the back, there are 2 suction cups. What do you think that means? They are bath toys, and we are going to have fun in the water today, Tiny fans. So let's open up our cute little case with pictures of bees. We have Roo. Oh, and she's so soft and squishy. And look, the hole is blocked so water can't get in and make our toys all moldy inside. I love it. And then we have our cute little Eeyore. Oh, Eeyore has his tail. Yay! And he's in a sitting position. Next we have, oh, Tigger. Oh, he's quite bouncy. There we go, Tigger. Let's let all the fans see you. And then we have Owl. And what sound does an owl make? Hoo, hoo. And one of my favorites is Piglet. Oh, Piglet has his hands behind his back. He's quite shy, isn't he? And last but not least, Pooh Bear. Looks like he's thinking. Think, 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 think. So we have 6 characters, and they're all waiting to jump into the water. But we need to fill the sink first. I'm going to add some bubble bath, and it's all natural and it's cruelty-free, so it's not tested on animals, which is a very important symbol to look for, the little bunny. And you can see the bubbles starting to form as the water pours out of the faucet. Now I have my Pooh Bear pop-up toy, and I thought it would be fun for the toys to pop off of the toy into the water. Now that all of our toys are in the water, we're going to add some really fun mini bath bombs by Happy Hippo. And as you can see, they have a bunny sign too saying cruelty free. Oh, and they smell so good. I'm going to add 2 pink, 2 purple, and 2 turquoise. Let's see what happens. Oh, they look like little marshmallows. They're starting to expand. I don't hear a lot of fizzing, but I see a lot of color. It's like paint in a bathtub, and it smells so sweet. All of the bath bombs are almost dissolved. Look at all of the color that's floated to the surface of the water. It's even made our bubbles very colorful. Now we have one more fun activity for our Pooh Bear toys. Because all of our color is almost gone, we have our little Tike's houseboat. And I think it's big enough for all of our Pooh characters. Open up the roof. And we'll put Owl inside. Oh, Owl won't fit in there, so we'll put him in the very front. He'll be the captain today. And then Pooh Bear will be at the back of the boat. And let's put in Piglet next. Piglet can look out one of the windows, although he's a little tall. And then Roo can go beside Piglet. Oh, oops. There we go. Let's pick Piglet up. Sorry about that. Here, you stand beside Roo over there. And then we have Eeyore, who will sit and, oh, he looks right out the window. He's a perfect height. And last but not least, Tigger. Close the green roof and off they go. And thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. We brought our Tubby Time mat out and look, it's mold because we left water sitting inside Tiny Fans. So I decided to empty all of the water out and I put a tiny little bit of vinegar inside, soaked it overnight, and ta-da! It's all clean. And now Kitty is curious and looking at the mat. No more mold, thank goodness. It's important that we don't leave water in any of our bath toys or water toys because that's how mold can grow and mold can actually make us sick. Okay, let's look for our Teletubbies toys. I see Nunu, and Nunu is floating on top of Tubby Custard. Let's see if we can get that Tubby Custard away from Nunu. And then we have La La. She's waving at us. Oh, Po is stuck under La La. Now I can't put my hand inside. I can just move the water back and forth. And there is Dipsy. He has his arms out, maybe for a hug. Uh-oh, Tinky Winky is stuck under some tubby custard. Let's flip our mat, splash the Teletubbies around, and free Tinky Winky. Oh, and now we can see Po, and she has her hands on her mouth. Maybe she's going to be blowing a kiss. And yay, we freed Tinky Winky from the sticky tubby custard. He looks like he's jumping in the air. Speaking of jumping, our Po toy is jumping on our water mat. Splish, splash. And they don't even get wet. And we'll make sure we empty the mat when we're finished playing with it. We've learned our lesson. Keep our toys clean and dry so they don't get ruined, so we can use them over and over again. And if you want to see more of Kitty playing with our Tubby Time playmat, head over to My Little Dog Joey and stay tuned for a funny video. Thank you. Mummy, Daddy, thank you so much for taking us to the aquarium today. I'm so excited. Where do we get the tickets, Daddy? Oh, I think the ticket booth is over here. I'll be right back. Okay, we're all paid, and now we can go in. I think this is the first exhibit. Follow me up here. Look, Daddy, look. It's the sea lions. I think the lady is about to feed the sea lions fish. Oh, 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 oh. It says here that sea lions don't chew with their teeth. They swallow the fish whole. Oh, look! Look under here. It's like a little cave. There are all kinds of fish. Look, George. Lobster. Yes, George, that's a lobster. Look, Mummy, Daddy, there's a phone. I think that you should pick up that phone, Peppa. It's going to tell you interesting facts about the fish in the tank. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, listen, George, they talk about the fish. Oh, fishies. We are now going into the roundabout, and it says no drinks and no tapping on the glass because it scares the fish. So please, no knocking on the glass. You can go first, Peppa. Whee! Oh, this is so much fun, George. Hop on. Whee! Oh, look, George, it's one of the sea lions diving underwater. Now we are going to the 360-degree submarine window. It's over here to our right. Oh, look, I can see a green seahorse. You go have a look, George. Octopus! Octopus! Let's go look in this tank, George. Do you see anything? Crab! Oh, yes, there's a crab. Did you know crabs have 8 legs, George, just like spiders do? And look over there. It's a sea urchin. It's stuck to the glass. Even though sea urchins look pretty, you don't ever want to touch them, George. Their spikes can hurt you. Look, there's another one over there. What are you reading, Daddy? Well, Peppa, I'm reading about the plastic in the ocean, and it's killing the sea life. There are all different kinds of plastic in the ocean, bags and bits, and the fish are swallowing them, and it can make them sick. There is just too much plastic in the ocean, and plastic is toxic. I learned about this in school. Turtles swallow plastic bags thinking they're jellyfish. That's why we need to all do our part. I was walking on the beach the other day and I found a plastic bag in the water. So I pulled it out and threw it in the trash can. It's important to not litter because the wind can carry the plastic into the water. Oh, Mummy, I wish that one day there was no more plastic in the ocean. We hope so too, Peppa. Well, it's time to head home. I hope you enjoyed your visit to the aquarium. Let's all try and do our part and work together to save our oceans and the creatures that live in it, big and small. Thank you for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. Here comes Zuma on his hovercraft. Zuma loves the water, and today we're going to visit a pond full of life, like lily pads and dragonflies, and maybe we will be lucky enough to see a frog or a water salamander. But we won't be seeing cats at a pond. At least we hope not. Right, Kitty? Let's get going, Zuma! Zuma hops off the hovercraft to have a look around the pond. A sweet-smelling wild rose with dewdrops. Oh, look, there's a little bug on this rose. Wild roses is one of my favorite scents. And these little yellow flowers are called buttercups. We have our bucket and our two nets. One net has a blue handle and one has a green handle. And here is the pond. We scoop up some water and we have already found a little swimming bug. Tiny Treasures and Tiny Treasures Mini each have a net. Right away, the kids catch a baby water salamander. It still has its tail, so it's in the larva stage. Do you see it at the bottom of the bucket? We release the salamander back into the pond where it belongs. All of a sudden, it started to pour rain, but good thing we are prepared. We have our raincoats and umbrellas. And the kids still want to explore the pond. Look at this little floating plant. This is a baby lily pad. And if you look very carefully, there's a little bug swimming at the bottom of the white bucket. That is a baby dragonfly. And you see the bug that's gliding on the top of the water? That's called a water skeeter. They have 4 legs. Oh, it looks like Puppy is ready to go. Oh, and Marshall's here too. Hi, Marshall. Now, where did Zuma go? Oh, I see. Zuma is by one of my other favorite flowers. They're little purple flowers and called forget-me-nots. We released all of the bugs back into the pond where they belong. They're all important. It's time to say goodbye. Please hit the link below to subscribe if you love our videos. Thank you and goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. Today we're going to have fun with our Teletubbies Weebles. And we unfortunately are missing one of our important Teletubbies, Tinky Winky. But we have Po, Lala, and Dipsy. We also have our Weebles treehouse, where the Teletubbies will go up and up and up and over. But we don't want the Teletubbies to fall into the ground, so we are going to fill this blue pool up with water, and they're going to splash into the pool. Let's fill our pool with water. Now the question is, will the Teletubbies still wobble in the water? Up goes Po. Next is Lala. And Dipsy is last. Let's turn the handle, and they will plop into the water one at a time. Oh, look who's discovered the pool. It's Kitty. Look, the Weebles still wobble in the water, but not as much, because water is more dense than air, and it takes more energy for the Weebles to move in water. It's time to come out. You're first, Dipsy. Oops! Oh, you're a little slippery. There we go. Sorry about that, Dipsy. Put you on the drying mat. And now it's Lala's turn. Eeyoo! And Po. And now they can wobble in the air. And thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. It's pool time with the Teletubbies. They're all in line for the slide. Po is going first. She's a bit scared, but Lala knows she can't push Po. That wouldn't be safe. They're very patient and wait for Po to go when she is ready. Only one Teletubby toy can go down at a time. Whee! Splash! Po gets out of the way. It's safe to go now, Lala. The pool is clear. Po is sitting on the step. Whee! Lala stands by Po. Tinky Winky looks to make sure everything is clear. Dipsy decides to go on the diving board instead. Boing, boing, boing. It's time for the Teletubbies to have a shower. The shower's not working. Ah, Lala knows. We must push the handle down. They each take turns having a shower. I see a special friend who is about to jump up onto our set, Tiny fans. It's Kitty, of course, and whenever we have water around, Kitty likes to check it out. Are you going to have a drink, Kitty? We make sure our pets have fresh water every day. Water is so important for us and animals too. If Kitty doesn't get enough fresh water, she can get sick. And don't worry, Tiny fans, there's no chlorine in this pool water, so it's safe for Kitty to drink. If you're ever swimming in a pool, Make sure you don't drink the water. It can be full of chemicals. After the pool, the Teletubbies munch on organic popcorn and drink some sparkling orange juice on their favorite blanket while watching the Teletubbies movie. And thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. We have a brand new toy called Iggle Piggle's Light Show Bath Time Boat. And it makes an amazing underwater light show. Here is the glowing multicolored light. Looks like a globe. And it also has stacking and pouring cups and shape sorting. It's time to open our new In the Night Garden toy. Oh, look. There's Iggle Piggle. This is his body, the top half, and his head. A star, a green flower, and the boat. There is a place for the green flower and the orange star. Now, in order for our light to turn on, we need to put batteries in our boat. So we lift the yellow top off. And remember, tiny fans, leave the batteries up to the adults. Kids should not be touching batteries. Oh, and there's Kitty. She just knocked over Iggle Piggle. Silly kitty. There, we'll put your head back on. So now that we have our batteries in, we can push this yellow button and the lights should turn on. Let's give it a try. Ooh, look at the lights are glowing on Kitty. There's all different colors. Red, blue, purple, green. I think we better take our boat to the bathtub and see the light show. Push the yellow button. Put Iggle Piggle on top. And now we can sail away, Iggle Piggle. Oh, look at the lights. They shine on the bottom of the bathtub. It looks like a flower. Oh, this would be a very neat show to see at nighttime when all of the lights are out. And now it's nighttime. Wow, look at the lights. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. Today, Duggee has taken the squirrels to the water park. Okay, squirrels, you know the water safety rules. Only one person rides the slide at a time. There's always a lifeguard on duty, so if you have any questions, just ask her. Betty and Nori hop in the little pool with the spinning red octopus. Whee! The octopus creates a light current that spins Nori and Betty around the pool. Tag and Happy spot the yellow tube. That must go on the white water slide. But how do we get it all the way to the top? Silly Happy. He's wearing the tube on his head. You're not going to be able to get it up like that. There's a red hook. Maybe we can hook it onto the tube and it will pull the tube all the way to the top of the slide. They hook it on, and sure enough, the tube starts to go up and up. Look out, Happy. Are you okay? Yeah, luckily the tube is pretty soft, so the fall wasn't too hard. I'll stay out of the way this time. The tube is waiting at the top for Happy and Tag. But now Happy and Tag must find their way up to the tube. They climb the big red net and finally make it to the top. Tag goes first. The lifeguard lets Duggee and Rolly know that the white slide is open and they must move out of the way. Tag makes sure it's clear below and then goes for it. Happy looks down to make sure Tag is okay since he was flung out of his tube. "I'm okay," he calls out. Happy decides to go down without the tube. Duggee and Rolly see a fishing game right beside the pool. "Let's play a game." Duggee gets the green fishing rod and Rolly gets the yellow one. Rolly goes first and hopes that he can catch a fish. "Yay, I caught a green one." Now it's Duggee's turn. What color fish will he catch? He catches an orange one. Duggee calls out for all of the squirrels. The bus is going to be here shortly. It's time to get out, dry off, and gather your belongings. Beep, beep. "Hello, the bus is here." "Okay, squirrels, it's time to get in. We'll take attendance on the bus. When I say your name, please say here. Tag. Here. Rolly. Here. And Betty. Here. Okay, and Nori. Here. Happy? Way back here. Okay, everyone's on the bus. It's time to go back to the clubhouse. And thank you so much for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Tiny Treasures. Today we're with Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, Piglet, Owl, and Rabbit. And we're going on another Disney cruise adventure. And this time we're visiting Jamaica. We're climbing the Dunn's River waterfall. And that's what Pooh and his friends are doing right now. So let's get back to our Disney cruise adventure. Here we are in Jamaica. We are just about to get off the ship and hop on a bus to start our tour. We can see our Disney ship from the bus. We ride all along the ocean. We also have a tour guide that tells us all about the island. We stop for a bathroom break and we see two little birds fighting over food. When we arrive at the falls, we need to put on our water footwear so that we don't slip on the rocks. I'm wearing my rubber teal shoes. Tiny Treasures and Tiny Treasures Mini wear good quality water shoes with good grips. And here's the sign, "Welcome to Dunn's River Falls." As we walk into the park, we see a huge banyan tree. I'd love to climb it, but it would be too dangerous. Now it's time to jump into the falls. Wow, look at the water rushing. We all hold hands in a big line, and we pull each other up the falls. It takes us 45 minutes to get all the way up. We see different water formations, and we step in different depths of water, sometimes up to our waist. I have my camera in a special protective case so it didn't get wrecked or wet. At the top it says, "Congratulations, we have completed the climb of the falls. It's time to exit and get back on our bus." At the exit, there are all different vendors selling Jamaican souvenirs. It's time for lunch. Boy, I'm hungry. At the restaurant, we notice all of the chairs are outside. And we notice a little cat. I wonder if he's hungry. He's very friendly. Aww. We eat the famous Jamaican jerk chicken with some yummy rice. And now it's time to head back to our ship. We had a wonderful day in Jamaica, and I really recommend this tour. Goodbye, Jamaica! And thank you for coming to Tiny Treasures. Please subscribe to our videos. Goodbye.